What's up, everybody? It's Rich from Rerun Zone, and I've got an intriguing question for you today. Could Rod Serling actually predict the future? Now, I know it sounds kind of silly. Rod was just a great storyteller with an impressive talent for being able to see the inner workings of human nature and where it might lead us, right? I mean, he couldn't really predict the future, could he? Well, let's take a look at some of the things that Rod wrote for the Twilight Zone, and you can decide for yourself. Let's start with the most obvious episode. Time Enough at Last. This episode starred Burgess Meredith as Henry Bemis, a quiet little man whose entire existence centered around his love of books. Even while working as a teller at the bank, Henry would prattle on about the wonders of books while serving a bank customer. His nagging wife at home tells him that he spends too much time on that doggerel, and his boss gets angry at him for reading while working. When Henry takes a lunch break, he sits in the bank vault where he can read in peace. As fate would have it, a huge explosion shakes the vault and knocks him unconscious. When he wakes up and walks out of the bank, he sees that the world has been totally destroyed by nuclear war. You know the rest of the story. Henry finds a library with books to last him a lifetime. He stumbles, and his glasses fall to the ground and are completely shattered. I guess they didn't have shatterproof lenses in those days. Anyway, was Rod predicting the future of our world in this one? Well, I certainly hope not, but this episode remains one of the most memorable and enduring episodes of The Twilight Zone because of its poignant message and unforgettable twist ending. Rod Serling's ability to craft stories that transcend their time and continue to resonate with viewers makes this episode, like many others in the series, a testament to his prophetic storytelling prowess. Agree or disagree? Let's move on to the next one. The monsters are due on Maple Street. A shadow passes overhead, a loud roar, and a flash of light. Is it a passing meteor or something else? Then the power goes out. It affects every device on Maple Street. Stoves, lawnmowers, cars, phones, and portable radios all just stop working. When the worried neighbors gather on the street wondering what's happened, little Tommy spins a story about an alien invasion that he read in a book. Tommy says it's in the story. The aliens are disguised as a human family living in the neighborhood. Suddenly, one of the neighbors' cars starts up all by itself, and everyone immediately suspects that neighbor of being one of the aliens. The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street is a tale of paranoia and how we are easily manipulated. It's a story of how one man is pitted against another due to nothing more than suspicion and ends in utter hysteria and violence. More than Time Enough at Last, Monsters is a great example of how Rod Serling's storytelling is prophetic in several ways. First, the episode is a timeless warning about the destructive power of paranoia and how easily fear can be manipulated to turn neighbors and friends against each other. In today's world, where misinformation and conspiracy theories spread like wildfire, this theme is extremely relevant. Second, the breakdown of the community on Maple Street illustrates how quickly societal order crumbles when trust erodes. And third, the aliens' ability to manipulate technology and create chaos from a distance is a commentary on the influence of social media and misinformation in shaping public perception and behavior with pure information manipulation. The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street is yet another testament to Rod Serling's prophetic powers as a storyteller. What do you think? Let's move on to the next one. TheObsolete Man. In a totalitarian future world, a lowly librarian named Romney Wadsworth is put on trial for being obsolete. You see, in this future, the occupation of librarian is punishable by death, as books have been banished by the state. Romney also believes in God, which goes against the state, as they claim to have already proven that God does not exist. Wordsworth is found guilty and sentenced to death, but he's allowed to choose his own method of execution. All executions in this future are on national television, and the ending to this episode is a twist to end all twists. TheObsolete Man is an insightful commentary on an Orwellian future with many similarities to the present day. Things like the banning of books and the absolute power of the state are becoming more and more common. It's a powerful critique of the suppression of individual freedoms and knowledge, and serves as a warning about the dangers of government overreach and the importance of defending individual liberties. Rod Serling once again demonstrates his ability to craft stories that transcend their time and provide lasting insights into the human condition, and is another example of Serling's prophetic storytelling powers. Next up, The Midnight Sun. In this chilling episode, the Earth is moving closer to the sun, and things are getting hotter and hotter. Norma and her landlady are the last inhabitants of their apartment building, and food and water are almost non-existent. As the temperature rises, the women get weaker from the heat and lack of water. The landlady begs Norma to paint a picture of something cool, but a looter enters the building, forces his way in, and drinks all the water they have left. As the temperature rises past 130 degrees Fahrenheit, Norma screams and passes out. You can see where this is going. In The Midnight Sun, Rod Serling's ability to weave a cautionary tale about environmental issues is clear. While the episode was released in 1961, its themes and warnings about climate change and its impact continue to be highly relevant in today's world, making it yet another example of Serling's prophetic storytelling within the Twilight Zone. And last but not least, we have The Gift. A police officer in a remote Mexican village is accidentally killed by a humanoid alien who crash lands near the Texas border. He seeks refuge in a village bar after being wounded, where he collapses. A compassionate doctor operates on him, removing the bullets lodged in his chest. The alien strikes up a friendship with Pedro, a young orphan boy responsible for cleaning the bar. He gives Pedro a mysterious gift, promising to explain why it's important later. As word of the alien's presence spreads, the nervous bartender notifies the army. Desperate to get to his ship, the alien is surrounded by soldiers and villagers. He pleads his peaceful intentions, saying that the police officer's death was accidental. In his final moments, he instructs Pedro to show the gift to the doctor, but fear and superstition grip the villagers. They set the gift on fire, convinced it's an instrument of dark magic. Then they shoot the alien, killing him, but the doctor retrieves the charred remains of the gift and reads aloud a message from it. Greetings to the people of Earth. We come as friends and in peace. We bring you this gift. The following chemical formula is a vaccine against all forms of cancer. This powerful twist ending shows Serling's ability to foresee how fear and misunderstanding can lead humanity to squander great opportunities for progress and cooperation. A message that's still relevant today, proving again that Rod Serling was indeed a prophet. In the end, Rod was an incredibly insightful writer who was indeed prophetic when it came to human nature and society. But was he a true prophet? Of course not, but it is fun to speculate. I hope you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane, and until next time, my friends, let's all keep the past alive. This is Rich from Rerun Zone, signing off.